Hello, hello. So Jenny's playing a game and Linda's off finishing supper. That's fine. I just thought I wanted to get this done. So I just thought, what the hell? I'll turn the camera on. No pressure. Anyway, maybe I'll do a better job of focusing if I have a little bit less. Maybe if the chat's a little quieter, I'll be a little bit more focused. Mind you, the chat's not super insane as it is. I'm still never focused, so there's that. Anyway, hello. I'm gonna take that. I guess it doesn't matter which one I use. I need yellow thread for right now because I'm working on a thing. I am making bobbins. I'm going to finish these two pillows, and then I am going to start on those tea towels. So. Not sure. I'm actually not sure. I think I didn't check with Lisa. I told her I was going live, but we probably have a little bit of erranding tonight, so I'm probably going to try and pay attention to the time. See how that goes. It would really help if I turn the machine on. There we go. Wow, no, it's felt like it wasn't hooked in properly. Okay. So hello. That one's next. So I went ahead and took I made the first pillow. And I'm making these ones bigger. So I went ahead and I just sewed this around the outside. Pretty simple. I sewed that around the outside, but then what I did was I sewed it onto a piece of flannelette because I had two thoughts. I had two thoughts, and the first thought is that when you're fluffing a pillow, you kind of grab it. Like when it's time to fluff your pillow, you go fluff, 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 fluff. Then you go grab, grab, pull, 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 right? And for a bigger pillow like this, if you're fluffing the pillow, and it's got, so okay, hey Mel's, how you doing? So when you piece together, because this is piecing, right? This is one of these that's had this sewn on the outside. So if those seams are open to the inside of the pillow, as you're doing this over time, it can eventually start unraveling from the inside. Oh, work is crazy. Yeah, I'm good. How you doing? I don't have crazy work anymore, so. I made this on Monday from some panels, and I've got more panels here. But I'm just explaining that when you make a pillow top using multiple pieces, you should sew it onto something you should have something on the back, because as you're futzing with your pillow, you do not want. I didn't finish this one so I could show you, but as you're futzing with a pillow, you don't want these seams because you're like vroom, 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 when it's time to fluff your pillow, right? When it's time to fluff your pillow, you do not want those seams pulling out. So you really need to sew it down onto something. But if you sew it down onto this, which is what this is what the stuffing is made of, right? So if you do the thing, if you have a flat pillow and you're trying to fluff it, you stick your fist in there and you just grab and you pull, right? And if you mash it together full enough and grab on that side and it's made of this, you'll eventually tear it all off. So it's not the end of the world. You should always try to have something on the back. It does not need to it's doing two jobs. Whatever you sew this onto is helping this feel smoother and protecting your seams, right? Whoa, Barb showed up. Hey, Barb. Ooh, family, and honestly, I'm struggling with family and friend health issues, but everyone is getting care, so that's good. Yeah, Lisa's going in on Monday to get her thyroid removed. So we just lost Bruno last week. Lisa's losing her thyroid now. It comes when it rains, it pours, eh? It's like, at least they are getting the care that they need. That's the scary part. So anyway, where I'm at right now is I'm finishing these 2 pillows. This one's, I didn't go crazy. I don't need to go crazy, right? But like I said, I'm protecting the seam. I am protecting the seam, and it gives it a smoother feel on the top. That's it. But I really am an advocate for it. I've seen pillows where they just take the pillow, skip this part. There's nothing wrong with them, but then you feel like you have to be way more careful. First, I didn't hear fluff. Yeah, no, it's kind of, Bruno's health was bad. Everybody knew Bruno's health was bad for a long time. So I think Lisa is still struggling a bit, but it's not like there's a scale. There's a scale that goes, such a fucking dog, all the way over to, but he was my baby. And we're both kind of in the middle. Lisa's doing okay. I'm doing okay. Anyway, so I just switched over to yellow. So I'm finishing. Oh my God. On with the glove, off with the glove. On with the glove, off again. Glove. No, when you're minding your own business and suddenly all this shit is happening to other people around you, it gets, especially when they're people you care about. Like I said, Lisa has medical anxiety, a lot of medical anxiety. She had, what did she have? She had her gallbladder out, woke up screaming. She woke up screaming with them apologizing to her, but they wouldn't tell her what happened. So I don't know what. She doesn't remember. She doesn't remember anything happening, but she remembers waking up screaming. So this one here was light blue. So I just used light blue stitching, did some straight lines so it's not visible. This one's yellow, so I'm going to do the same thing. These pillows are actually, these are actually easier to do. They're a little bit, okay. All we can, yeah, that's all we can ask for. But, so I am just straight stitching. Okay. Here's the cool thing about pillows is when you're making a pillow, once it's full, everything's on a curve, right? So if this line here isn't perfectly straight, who is ever, unless you are an absolute psycho that needs to triple check everything, you're never going to know. Pillows can actually be a good place to start because they're way more forgiving of small errors in straight lines and stuff like that. So I'm just whipping that shit in the corner. So how you doing, Barb? I'm making my life really easy as well because I am not going right in the ditch. I'm going beside the ditch. Because the idea is to prevent the seam from moving, but you don't have to be right on the seam. That way, if you go beside the ditch, and I'm going beside the ditch by like a quarter of an inch. If you go beside the ditch, you're still holding everything down the way you want it held down. You still got your layer of protection between your top and your inside and the guts. And just turn right beside it. So anyway, yeah, I'm here. That's how my life is going. Yeah, it's got to be a pretty crappy life, but coming here is the best you got to do today. Mind you, I'm here because I can't think of anything better to do today. But yeah, so I got these I got these started yesterday. What else did I do? Oh, I cleaned I did a bunch of tidying in here, but yeah, it gets so hot over here sometimes. But I got started on these. I got started on these. I have to do the thing where I've got the cheater. Okay. All of those squares together, that's actually called a cheater quilt. I don't know if people have a better name for it, but they call it a cheater quilt, right? So now I just need to decide. I think I've decided what I'm going to do. I think it's going to be pretty easy. But I need to decide what I need to put on it for outside to bring it out to the size I want. Ooh, you were thrilled when I came on. Yeah. I'll tell you right now, it's kind of funny because if you've had a shit day, having such a low requirement, right? Because we're just sitting around shooting the shit, right? It is a panel quilt, but people call it a cheater quilt because instead of having to piece all that shit together myself, most of it's already done. I just need to decide. I think I want to see like how fast I can actually make a quilt. Because I can come in and I can take. I don't think Mel has seen this yet. I got a big fucking mess over there to clean up. Okay, so these are part of this. Let's hold this up. This is going to be a quilt. This is going to be a quilt. It's already almost the right length. It's 42 inches wide, so I just need to get about an extra 15 to 20 inches out down each side. And then something a little matchy. I can do like 10 inches down the side and then do like 2 inches across the top just to make it matchy. But there's also patterns. Yeah, this is super cute. So that's gonna be the primary focus of the quilt. Do not buy that fabric. Jeez, do not buy that fabric to add to your collection. Anyway, so this pillow here, I'm just doing this in steps so that I can do it all at once. And I've got blue. Well, I've got blue and yellow. These are identical, just different colors. And then I've got one like this. So I'm going to turn this in the back, but there's not going to be enough for the whole thing. So I'll put as big of a piece in the back of this in the back as I can, and then border that with this as well to build up my, that's fine too, to build up my sides. And then I just got to put it together. I can, if I want to torture myself, then what I can do is come back and instead of doing a single long strip, I can make a bunch of half square triangles or something and connect them all together. So we'll figure that out. But I don't think I'm going to do that because one of the things that I've been struggling. Mel, I'll catch you up, Mel. But one of the things I've been bitching about is that I've got a ton of fabric here. But for me to do small little projects, it could take me a year just to go through the equivalent of one bolt if I'm doing small things all the time. And the more schmancy the stuff you're doing, the longer it takes. So if I want to figure out some project. Oh, Jenny, hey, how you doing? Yeah, I'm playing with that. I'm actually making 2 pillows. That's going to be a pillow. I don't know if you do remember, you were here. I made the mini pillow and now I'm making 2 larger pillows. I'm also going to get my ass up and go get a drink because I didn't bring one with me. But anyway, yeah, because you have a D&D game. You have a fucking life. How fucking dare you? Okay. I'll go get that drink and I'll be right back. I've got a schmancy ruler that I can use. It'll save me some time. I decided to blow my nose while I was up. Sorry for the delay. Yeah, D&D. Okay, so I've got me a schmancy ruler. These are rulers I bought. Okay, this is just a coincidence because I didn't realize it until afterwards. I didn't do it on purpose, but I'm certainly not going to complain about it. So I sew first, then measure. You guys know that. So I have this is a 15-inch by 15-inch ruler. I didn't even, I just put a 3-inch border all the way. I put 3 1/4, 3 1/2. I put a 3-inch border all the way around, and then it's like, oh, it's 15 inches now that it's done. So now I can just come in and get that off. And it does not need to be perfect. The part where you have to stuff it and do all that stuff can be really tedious, but pillows, like I said, they're so forgiving. The only thing that I will die on this hill that if you're going to do a pillow that needs, if you're going to do a pillow, and by the way, okay, I'm putting this on flannel, right? I could just put this on a piece of anything. If I have a big enough piece of regular generic scrap fabric, I can put it on there because it won't matter. All you're doing is stabilizing these seams, stabilizing the seams and creating a smooth surface while making sure that whatever material you're using isn't going to tear itself apart if you have to fluff your, or if you have to wash your pillow. A pillow this size, if you need to wash it, you just throw like 1 or 2 into a full load and then be on your merry way. So it's most people are going to, I'm doing blue with yellow on the back, and then I'm going to do yellow with blue on the back. I'm not going to go super crazy. I'm going to let that go over the edge. Come on. That has to go look down there. I am finding this having everything in I'm finding this configuration to be a lot nicer to work with. Oh, that guy. The just a friend. Just a friend. He's just a friend. Oh, it's a coworker. Okay. No, I don't know. By the way, one cool trick. I say this every time. If you're cutting fabric that's already been folded, I'm saving this. I've got 2 of these now, right? But I cut them from the end so that the center now folds out that way. Anyway, I've got my scrap bin for other stuff, and now that piece can be a backing on something. So, quilt sandwich. Oh my God, that is not supposed to be on. Just a second. I've got my iron there because once I get these pillows done, I'm going to do one of the tea towel things. This is literally, wait, I'm not doing that kind of pillow. Never mind. Pretty sides together. Ignore everything I just said. Pretty sides together. If something's a little funky, don't panic. Like, if you sew this together and then you realize there's a big whatever inside here of mucky muck fabric, don't panic over it because I'm going to open a pop-up. Don't panic because once the pillow's stuffed, you will not see that. Okay, that's in that. Okay. Oh yeah, all the advantages of a boyfriend with none of the responsibilities. That is kind of nice. Okay, I'm gonna pin it because I should. Really cool thing is when you're doing flannel, it really sticks to your fabric. Yeah, you don't want to be in. I don't know. I always overthink that. I lived in a boarding house once, and one of the guys, I was 18, right? So one of the guys had a major crush on me, and I wouldn't date him. It's like, dude, I live in the same house with you. Fuck no. Okay, I'm not gonna agonize. 1/4 inch all the way around. 1/4 inch all the way around. Leave a spot. Leave back stitch. You don't gotta go crazy on the back stitching, but back stitch so that when you trim your thing, you're not gonna fight with that tail that wants to stick out. Okay. And honestly, you can, if you really want, leave this on and just fold it to the inside. It just doesn't really help. Anyway. Yeah, my cousin kind of did that. The boyfriend without the obligation, because her brother lived with her. There was nothing creepy happening, but she had all of the she did not want to be in a relationship, and neither did he. They were both like, chronically single by choice. Okay, that's bad. By choice, right? So they lived together, and they had all of the advantages. Of having a partner with none of the shit that irritated the fuck out of them about having a partner. Worked out really well for both. I mean, it worked out really well for both of them. It was what they wanted. This was like, oh God, 40 years ago. So a lot of people thought it was people didn't think of it like that back then. But, a lot of people were like, well, maybe you'll find a man if you're not, maybe once you're living on your own, men will be more comfortable dating you. That's what, because they both dated. They just didn't want relationships. They both went out and got laid once in a while, right? But no, I don't know. I'm from that generation where it was like, a 30-minute phone call could cost you $20. So, and my relatives were spread out so far and wide that I'm like out of touch. Half of them are dead, and the other half, I'm so out of touch. I have no idea what they're doing in life anymore. But I think that's the way it goes, though. Like, you move away. Like when Lisa and I got together, telephone calls were still by the minute up here in Canada. So I have no idea what's going on with them now. That's probably big enough. There we go. This one's done. Okay. Now that one's done. I'm just going to leave the yellow on. I needed to put yellow on to, I needed to have the yellow on to do the top stitching on that one, but this stitching isn't, well, I guess the stitching is going to get seen. I don't care. It's all going to be in yellow. It's all going to be in yellow. Okay, that's going to go over there for a minute. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be a little bit less lazy, and I'm going to open this up. I'm going to open this up. Where is it? That's the one. It's really easy to be lazy when you just, whatever. I'm going to double check everything under there. Okay. There we go. That way I have a bigger piece in case I need it for over here. So I've got more of some fabrics. I've got 3 perfectly matching fabrics, but they're not all, I don't have equal amounts. There it is. Let's say, where did my thing go? Yeah, that'd be fun. Okay, it'd be fun to have an office. It'd be fun to have a day job. I can talk like that now to go, oh, it'd be fun to have a day job. It'd be fun to have the kind of day job where you get along well enough with your coworkers to do things like go play D&D. I like D&D, but I like it, but I don't, because we don't have, I think I would really love it in person, but we don't really have any opportunities for in person. Okay. Pretty size together. Every now and again I have to just stop and go, what am I supposed to do again? Okay, that part's been this has already been ironed, so there we go. Leave an opening. Zoop, zoop. But tell me something new and exciting. Like, oh, and I in-person game, and yeah. In-person and an online game. I'd do an online game, I think. I would do an online game, but here's the thing, is that the idea of being able to do it has never been, the idea that I could do something like that was just simply not on the table with Bruno because of the taking him out every hour. So it would get, I know that when you play a long-term game like that, when you play a game that lasts for hours, there are disruptions, but when they're guaranteed every time, and yeah, I don't know, maybe that's something that might change. I love my job. Before another company took us over, we got kind of screwed, and it made me hate then perimenopause happened, and I went crazy and quit. Yeah. I will tell you right now, I could not. I'm not going to be a pine. If I go back to a day job, I'm going to be going back as a worker bee. And that's fine. I don't have I never got the education to do more, and I never worried about it one way or the other anyway. But being able to tolerate, now that I am 61 and just like, dude, I've been working for me is optional. Do you think I'm going to put up with your bullshit? I don't think so. Okay. I did not pin this. There's a trick. If you don't pin and you're afraid of things moving, there's a trick, and that is grab your corners. Grab the corner, grab the corner, grab the corner. Don't pull super hard. Just kind of. Okay, you know how you fluff? You know how you go and put a sheet on a blanket? You're kind of doing a low-key version of this where you're just kind of fluffing it into place. Again, when it comes to pillows, they're so forgiving. You just want to make sure that, and honestly, like if I take this right now and go, oh, I better throw a pin in, I could put a pin in. I get ahead of myself. I don't pin when I should. I can't work at a quilt shop because my leg's fucked up. Too much standing really messes me up. This has been one of the ongoing problems that I've had to deal with, is because of the jobs that I would like to do. There's a shop, the place I go to get my fabric. Okay, I know it's not a guarantee, but I'm pretty sure that if I were to apply, I'd have a pretty better than average chance of getting a job on the. They have like everything. If I could handle the standing, I probably could get a job working with them. But problem is, if I'm having a good day, it's fine. But if I'm having a good day, it's fine, and blah 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 blah. If I'm having a bad day, I can do basic stuff. I'm not like one step from a wheelchair or anything like that. But if I'm having a bad day and then get up and do all the things anyway, that's where I get really fucked up. That's where it's a problem, and that's been the problem. So wider than average seam, wider than this. This is about 3/8 of an inch, so I have something to turn at that end. Don't worry, that's not garbage. That's my reused bin. But yeah, if I did not, okay, here's the thing. If I didn't have restrictions, it's a catch-22 because I've got a bad knee, so that fucks my knee up. But I've also got chronic bursitis in my hip because when you have a bad knee, you adjust just the tiniest bit, and then over like 60 fucking years, right? If I would, here's the thing, I like doing customer service. I'm actually really good at it. I don't sound I don't sound young, but I don't sound old. I've done online customer service before, but I don't sound young. I don't sound old. So there's certain there are certain when you are talking to somebody in customer service, there's certain vocal ranges that are reassuring, and I happen to have one of them. So I'm really good at customer service. But I have no fucking tolerance anymore. I get it. Working would be hard. My back hurts if I sit for too long, and my back hurts if I stand for too long. Exactly. My knee hurts. My knee hurts if I stand for too long. My hip hurts if I sit for too long. So I need a job that lets me. I bitch about this all the time because I actually enjoyed cashiering. It was like, okay, give me your money, get out, a little bit of chit chat. If somebody's pissing me off, I don't have to deal with them long enough to stay pissed off, this sort of thing. But around here, it's all stand-up work. It's like, give me a fucking chair. Like, give me a fucking chair. Let me sit down and I'll get some shit done, right? I could start a 900 line. Lisa, people like my voice. I could do stuff, but no, I like customer service, but there are over the course of an 8-hour day, you're going to encounter at least one person whose sole purpose is to just make your day shit. And it's like, no, I'm not doing that. Now, so what I would do back when I needed the job, radio, yeah. I have a very resonant voice too, and it carries. Okay, cut the corners. I'm not going. Okay. I know they say, "Oh, cut the corner." I never cut the corners super deep. I would rather have a slightly rounded corner than one that like almost immediately wears through. No, I love doing customer service, but when you need the job, that's what helps you get through. I need the job, so this guy's being a dick. I'm just going, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. Let me just transfer you to my manager. Then you get the fuck out of there, right? Now, oh my God, if I were doing customer service now, I'd be like, excuse me? No, you're not talking to me like that. What the fuck do you think this is? I would probably get fired. I would probably get fired almost immediately. I would not put up with that shit. I would not I would not put up with that kind of crap unless money trapped me into being forced into tolerating it. Mind you, I do really good with it. It's like, yeah. Oh my God, I know Grey Rock like nobody's business. Blah, blah, blah. You did this and you did that. I was like, no, that would have happened at the store. Blah, blah, blah. You're doing this and you're doing that. No. Like, I'm just looking over your account. What do you need? Like, okay. I've worked in call centers where the girls are like, oh, he hurt my feelings. He this, he that. And I'm like, my feelings never got hurt. I just got really fucking, wow, this guy's fucking idiot. Oh my God, I wish we could hang up on this one. Like, yada, yada, yada. Okay. There. So it's that way on that side, that way on that side. Set it in the corner. I think I may have made that one a little smaller than I ideally wanted, but we'll see. If the hole is a little small, it just means it takes you a little longer to fill it, and it's a lot less fighting when you're trying to close it. I'm gonna get this one ready. Then I'm gonna do the magic trick. There's a magic trick for pillows. But yeah. There you go. I need to create a channel and then just start reading really, and just start reading stories. Like really, really, really raunchy stories. That'd be fun. Sometimes it's so hard not to say what I really wanted to say. Once a guy called about a payment we sent back, I had his account up and we could see that he went to XXX video often. Yep. I always found it would depend on the person, like, because I would just say, oh well, I'm seeing XXX video. Is that somebody else in your house then? I had one guy call me up and he was just losing his fucking mind. Yeah. If you could afford your payments if you stopped watching so much porn. I had one guy one time, it was hilarious. He calls up and he's losing his fucking shit. This was like what? 17 years ago now. It was one of the first jobs I had after coming out here. So that was a long time ago. And he's losing his fucking mind. He's got like $2,000 or $3,000 worth of charges on his card. Somebody stole my card. I'm not paying for this. I'm not paying for this. Somebody stole my card. And I'm like, okay, well, this is what we need to do. If you are reporting that somebody stole your credit card, and there's one of the first things I'll ask you, oh, my credit card got stolen. That's not me. And he's like, well, I wasn't me. My son stole my credit card. He starts flipping out. His son stole his credit card. I was like, well, because he's like, yeah, well, we have the stuff. I'm not returning it. That's my son stole my card. That's not my fault. Blah, 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 blah. He's losing his mind. He is basically explaining how his son took his credit card, went on a shopping spree, brought all the shit home. Oh, hey, Linda. So he's going on a rampage, absolute rampage. And I'm just kind of like, okay, because, so I'm like, well, you need a police report. I'm not filing a police report because, that's what started it. I'm not filing a police report against my own son. And I'm like, hello, what? Well, my son was the one who stole my credit card and I'm not paying for this. I'm like, okay. I said, well, then you're going to need to, then you're going to need to gather up the things that you're going to need, the only way that if you're not willing to file a police report, then your only option at this point is to go and collect the things that he bought and return them. Well, I'm not doing that because he won't let me. And this guy's freaking, but he's admitting everything, right? Losing his mind. So yeah, his son went on a shop. His son stole his credit card, went on a shopping spree. He doesn't want to put his own kid in jail because who does? As I'm explaining, I'm saying, well, I can pass you under the fraud line. And I'm not talking to anybody about fraud. I just don't want to pay these charges. And he's going crazy. So he thinks I'm like, so then finally I said, so your son took your credit card and you don't want, and he's like, yeah. And I go, and so I just, after I let him dig it, I just finally goes, sir, just so you're aware, this is a recorded line, just to remind you, because you got the thing at the very beginning, blah, blah, blah. This call may be recorded, right? And I said, sir, just to remind you, this is a recorded line. And then I just went, dead silence. Okay, I'll make the payment. Yes, you will, asshole. And I don't know if there was a way we could have helped him. God knows it was a Sears credit card. They would have found a way to help anybody. Okay, so this is the magic. You sew you sew all the way around except for this is because I hate doing ladder stitches. So there's always a way to sew these. There's always a way to sew the hole shut after, but this avoids the whole problem altogether. There's just a little thing. But yeah, I liked customer service. I did really well in customer service, and I had in person, I had such a horrible resting bitch face. In person, I had such a horrible resting bitch face that people wouldn't, somebody's having a go at one of my, because young girls, right? So some asswipe, when I was at the grocery store, some asswipe would get in the line of a, 18-something girl, have her on the verge of fucking tears because he's being an asshole. And I walk up and go, is there something I can help you with? No. And they'd leave. It got so bad. Because the managers, it was Real Canadian Superstore down in Grandview, which is the location of Superstore that I worked at wasn't necessarily one of the best. And it got to the point where some of the younger girls, if I was working and they were working, because the managers were just, a couple of them were really good, but most of them weren't, right? They were just there to get paid. So a couple of them, there was a few of the girls. It's like, oh yeah, every time I have a problem with somebody, if I notice that you're around, I'm like, that's why I wave you over. Hey Peggy, come here. Customer wants this. What do you, give them a look, walk away. There was things to like about that job because they have a union, but there was things to not like about that job because they have a union. But yeah, I don't know. I did okay. I want to keep busy. There's volunteer work around here is surprisingly weird. It's surprisingly weird. So there's some volunteer stuff out there that sounds like it might be fun, but you're doing it entirely at your own expense, and it's expensive. Like there was one for like there was one volunteer position I spotted a couple years ago, and it was like for patient not basically for helping patients get back and forth to the hospital. Elderly patients and stuff like that, but you were doing it in your own car on your own time, and basically it was going to cost us like $500 or $600 a month for me to volunteer. It's like, which I get it. Okay, in your own car on your own time, I get that, but no reimbursement for gas. Oh, that's what it was. No reimbursement for gas, and you weren't allowed to claim it. There was nothing you could do. Some of these people were like 2 hours. Some of these. Okay. BC, Vancouver specifically, we've got the big urban center of, Barb knows. You have the big urban center of the Lower Mainland, but then you've got people living like 5 hours away. The boonies can be a 5-hour drive to go get somebody. So you're driving 5 hours each way. A 10-hour day to go help somebody that doesn't have a car get transport in, and no program. It's like no program of any kind available to help you with to cover your expenses. So it was like, but they're all like that. It's kind of I get volunteer work is about being selfless, but it should also not require monthly expenses that are more than a car payment, I don't know. Maybe I'm just a bit of a reverse snob, but okay, so I'm leaving the hole open just like yesterday. Yeah, once you get out of the Lower Mainland, everything here is like connected by, but once you get out of side that, so but yeah, there was like a Meals on Wheels program to deliver. These people are paying like $20 a pop to get a meal delivered, but you get nothing for driving it, and you're putting in a full 8-hour day of driving your own vehicle on your own time, and you can't even claim you. I would not care. Okay, like a deduction is a deduction. I wouldn't care. I wouldn't necessarily. I don't care about spending a little bit of money out of pocket, but being put in a situation where you have to spend a fuck ton of money. But then again, I don't know. I did not look that deeply into it, so a lot of the volunteer positions work with the homeless, but no training. And after living across the street from a homeless encampment for over a year, I don't really want to work with the homeless, because when there's an issue, it's a serious one. And that's what you want. That's what you want. Burly that's when you want bitchy mouthy 30-year-olds, not 60-year-olds who are ready to be a little bit more mellow in life. Oh, a little too close, but that's okay. I'm still in the fabric, but I could have been a little closer. I'm like literally I've got this down to probably less than 1/8 of an inch. Put 1/8 of an inch. I like to go slow and stay right along that edge. Okay, so there's my hole. I just like to get one stitch into the hole, just one. I don't want to close the hole yet. I just like to get one stitch in that spot, because that way when you're stuffing it in, you're not going to start splitting. You know, you can end up putting quite a bit of force when you're putting this together. And the last thing you want to do is start splitting these stitches open. It's actually not a big deal, but it can make that last edge look really funky. Okay, so blue with yellow, yellow with blue. Match set. I gotta blow my nose again. This is fucking crazy. Right back. Okay. Okay. There we go. Get the sharp things. Ugh. I've made this kind of a tight fit. I've got my knee lift here, and I've got my table leg here. So no matter which way I sit, no matter which way I try to sit down, I've got something I've got to get my leg past. But once I'm sitting down, this is fucking amazing. Okay. Now, I want to get started on those tea towels though. What time is it now? It's 3:45 already. Okay, there's room. Get the sharp things out of the way, because the last thing you want to do is cut something. Oh yeah, I got to do this one. I haven't done this one yet. I think. Okay. Stuffing a pillow. Basically, okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. I already did that yesterday. So everything's done. This is done. This looks pretty full. Everything looks perfect and it looks intentional. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stuff this as full as I can. Then I'm gonna stuff it. Then I'm gonna get it. This looks perfect. Then I'm gonna stuff everything back. I'm gonna put a bunch of pins to create a little bit of a lip so the stuffing doesn't fall forward. Then I'm gonna wrestle it into the machine. And yeah, exactly, eh? Then I'm gonna wrestle it into the machine and close that last piece. That's all I'm doing. So what I'm gonna do is I am gonna put that there. The only thing, like I said, the only thing that you really want to do is when you're starting this, I don't think you're going to be able to see it. The very, very top stitch, see how it's stretching a little bit already just because of the pressure? So all you want to do is close it and you start, you can stop and iron these if you want. I don't. Okay, you want, if this is not perfect, once it's filled, it's not gonna matter. So you do not have to be as perfect at getting the blue and you don't need to be as perfect about stacking them up, but you want your very first stitch. And if you're not confident, give yourself space for your very first 2 or 3 stitches, right? So you want to go back stitch first, 1 or 2. It does not need to be a lot. You just want to help prevent, you just want to lock it down in that spot and help prevent it. And also if you're feeling confident, or if it's a smaller crooked project, you don't even have to backstitch. But yes, I'm gonna top stitch this to keep it from doing the thing. Yeah, it's like I only sat down 2 minutes ago. What the fuck's going on? But if blanket, okay, there's a stitch that you can do, blanket stitching, where you can go ahead and fill the pillow and then sew that. But this reinforces the outside seam, so it makes the pillow itself a little bit stronger. It adds a nice little touch. It adds a nice little finishing touch, which is awesome. Which is always amazing. It helps hold the seams together. And then when I go back, you just got to be careful. Be careful to line up that where everything else is lined up. It's a fight. It's a bit of a fight, That's why you want the, it feels like a bit of a fight. That is why you want the hole as small as you can tolerate. It doesn't have too small is a problem though. So just, what, 3 fingers wide? It's small. You want it big enough to let you put the stuffing in, but not so big that you have a big fight. Because once that pillow's full, it's going to be up here. Anyway, because I did this last time. I did a pillow like this last time. Once the backing is on, everything else is identical to the one I did on Monday. I am debating though. I'm debating on whether to okay, this, I don't know if this is a pillow that would be used or strictly decorative. I don't know if I don't think it's a, if it's strictly decorative, it can be slightly understuffed. Just simply because fluff, 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 and you're done, right? So that one there is really heavily stuffed. That one's really solid. This one I might go a touch. Nah, maybe I won't. I've got so much. I have got so much batting to use up. And that's all that is. Everything in that bucket is all my little teeny tiny edge pieces of the polyester batting that I've torn up. Because that's all polyester batting is. I mean, that's all the polyester pillow stuffing is. Makes me kind of wish I didn't use so much black thread. If I were using, there are little dark flecks through there because it's just little bits of thread. But I pick out the worst of it. But I don't kill myself over the tiny bits. But I do have a small bag. I do have a small bag of polyester, clean, new, that I keep for emergencies, because for emergencies being what they are, so that way if I am making a pillow using lighter fabrics, I can use stuffing that does not have a ton of. It's not a ton. It's not bad. See, you can see the little bits. Like I'll pick out these bigger bits as I go along, but there's. Yeah, I'm not putting that in, but there are little teeny tiny little thread. Yeah, like little thread ends, stuff like that. But all this is the batting pieces, and I've made 1 pillow and I'm making 2 more. So I'm pretty happy about that. Now I need to get up, get my computer, set it here, because I am still following along. I haven't made one yet, so I need to follow along with a video. Because there's a couple of steps that if I do it wrong, I'm probably going to have some regrets. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to start with the black one. It's nice and basic. I have a black towel. Okay. I'm explaining what I'm about to do as I'm doing something else, because we're not going to get confused. Yeah, I'm going to follow along with a video. So these I'm going to finish. These I'll just finish later. It's going to be super simple, because the last step, stuff it and then seal that hole. I already did that on the last video. So if you're watching this going, oh, but I really want to know how to fill that hole, just go back to the video I did on Monday, because it's going to be the exact same process. It's just going to be a bigger hole that I'm filling. But yeah, so go right up to the edge. Take your time, go right up to the edge. I'm making sure I'm not agonizing. This is where the hole is. I'm just making sure that I'm not going to go over the hole. I'm just making sure that things are lined up enough now so that I don't have to worry. If this hole is like, and then I sew that edge closed, it could end up sewing something else open, if that makes sense. So it's worth taking those few seconds. I don't think I trimmed the loose thread off that one, but that's okay. Okay. So these I'll finish later. It's just a matter of stuffing them. Stuff them, finish them. Okay, that goes there. That goes there. Okay, let's go. I watched as I saw something and just paused. Yes, that's exactly what we're going to be doing, Linda. That is exactly the plan. Now, so now I'm over here yelling at you guys from the background. I'm just moving a couple of things. I don't need to go crazy. The good news is this is where you kind of go, oh wait, I don't have a dog to worry about. But the good news is that I can just drop stuff onto the couch now and not worry about him trying to climb on it. I'm just getting my laptop. Now, how do I do that? Oh, that's perfect. Blow the dust off my thing, take my computer, bring it for a walk around the corner. There we go. Now, la la la, that's, I don't know where that's going to go. That goes there. There it is. It's been plugged into the same thing the same way for the same 400 years. Now, I do need to care about that. I need, this is the stuff I'm doing. Okay. Apparently, this relies on a lot of ironing. So I'm just moving that over. That can go there. That can go there. That doesn't need to go there. Okay. Don't mind me. I kicked my ruler. Okay. Now, black thread. Oh, it's way over there in the corner. I gotta sort this. Oh, because I can't put it there. Okay, that's dumb to put that there. Let's put that there. I'm rearranging my wall a little bit. My wall of shit. Okay, and that can go wherever. Or it can just go behind the table. That's fine too. Okay. Black thread. Changing my thread. See, again, it's worth it though. Once I settle my stuff up and get settled in, we are 100. We're definitely dog free for now, and I don't know if we're gonna stay dog free forever, but we live in we rent, so we've been very lucky to find an affordable place that we can live. When the vast majority of rentals in this area are no dogs. They don't allow pets. So getting another dog when you rent is a problem. There's a whole lot of reasons why not having a dog at all is a good idea. Because like for the last 4 years we couldn't even travel because once your dog gets old and rickety, then you're limited to the amount of your ability to do things is limited to the amount of pet care you can afford or find or get. And with Bruno's it's kind of a thing, right? Just like when Lisa went on her girls' trip, right? I was not sitting here sad that I couldn't go. I'm not the girly type, and she deserves to have some time with just her and her friends. But imagine the situation were different where I really wanted to go and they really wanted me to be there, and I couldn't go because Bruno couldn't be left. So we have that as a consideration, but we're definitely ready to be pet free for a while. I could use pins. Yeah, I can use pins. Okay. I think this is the one.
A great gift, and you can even
there we go.
To sell as it's really quick to make.
Let's turn.
Make sure to watch till the.
Let's turn the sound off. I don't. If I need the sound on, I'll turn the sound on. But I remember that she said that's going to be 4 inches. Okay, so we're doing. I'm actually not sure if this is enough fabric. Okay. I have to use pins. Okay. Now I'm doing just one. They said 20. It is the right length. Okay. So they said cut it, turn it, fold it in half. Okay, I got this from the dollar stores. Yeah. So we should have time for travel or just to go for weekends somewhere. No worries. We at least want to spend. I don't see us changing. I don't see us changing our minds because rents around here are hideous. They are hideously expensive, and anybody who's willing to accept pets are on the high end of that. We got incredibly lucky because our landlord was a blind guy who has a service dog, and we also knew him through the Vancouver Gay and Lesbian Choir that Lisa was in for a while. So it was a stroke of luck. Okay, so first thing you do is you cut this in half because this each one makes 2. I might as well cut this out while I can. Okay. Now, they're talking about marking and all sorts of shit. That's gonna okay. When you are looking at a tea towel or something like that, the seam is. You're not going to be able to see it on this one. Let's see. Maybe you'll see it on this one. Yeah. Okay. So the front. This is the front, right? And then there's a hem. Well, the hem always folds to the back. A law got passed in BC. I'm not sure how that's going to work because all the landlord has to say is that he's allergic and he wins. So, okay, so this one here, you can tell that the hem is on the back. So this is the front. This is the front. Now, I do have to cut some more fabric, so I'm going to have to wait on this, but I've got my fingers crossed that I can just bring the iron over here and not have to be up and down. Marking pencil. I've reviewed this a couple of times, so I hope I'm a little bit. If I could find my fucking ruler. Where's my foot? I must put it over there. There's the other one. I've got 2 of them. The one ruler I have 2 of. I'm going to have to go hunting for rulers later unless it's under this pile. Oh, there it is. It was under the... Okay, well, I lost one. Okay. So, find the center. Find the center. Now, they're ironing and doing all sorts of weird shit to find their centers, but find your center. Oh, this is like... Okay, my mark. I need a more chalky chalk. Yeah, when I was a landlord, I once allowed pets, a cat and a dog. The cat wrecked the blinds in the bedroom and the dog chewed up the blinds in the living room and nails shredded the floors. Absolutely. It's like, oh, okay. I'm not making tea towels. What I'm doing, let's see if I can get a better view of this. Come on. Let's just hit play. Oh, come on. Maybe down to the very end. This is what I'm making. I'm making one of these that goes over the, I'm making one of these guys. You can barely see it over here, but I'm making one of these guys that folds over and goes over like an oven door. I have not talked to a single person in the Lower Mainland who rented to anybody and didn't have, oh yeah, I love pets, I allow dogs, right up until that guy moved in. And there's always a guy, and he always fucks it up for everybody. There's one. Okay. This is terry cloth, and I've already made one discovery. Okay, I've already made one discovery, and that is that if you try to use something a little bit more solid like a pencil, that you are going to gouge the fabric. But no, it's really hard to convince somebody that you're a worthwhile risk, but nobody else is. Okay, so now this is apparently about the folding. So I'm going to put the 2 inch, it's supposed to be 4 inches. Or is it 4 inches, then 4 inches? No, it's supposed to be 4 inches, then 3 inches. I mean, that's weird. This might not, this is, okay, this, I got this from the dollar store. I got this from the dollar store because I wanted zero expectations. 4, 3, that's not right. Okay, let's just, yeah, that's not even centered. That's the center. Okay. Let me look up the folding. Yeah, I'll be pinning a whole bunch of this stuff. I'm doing the first one just by itself. And maybe I do need the sound on. I don't know. I haven't decided. Links for all the tools I use, of course. Okay, take any tea towel. These are about the same size. Mark each side from the center. I love the videos that have, yeah, Dollar Tree. Perfect. It's the same. Like if this doesn't work out, I can, if I get the technique down, but I don't like how it turned out, then I can go ahead and wander off and go get better towels. Okay, here we go. Okay, sound has to go on.
2 big pleats in the center on each side by matching the 4-inch marks to the center mark. Give it a light press, then turn the ends in.
Oh, I'm working from the back. Okay, I need to work to the back. Okay.
Pin or clip it in place and flip it over.
Okay, so find your center, mark your center. See, it's telling me to go 4 inches, and I think this is only going to work going 3. I don't know. I'm supposed to. Let me back this up again.
And then another 3 inches.
Yeah, 4 inches.
And repeat
1, 2,
on the
3,
other
4. 1, 2, 3 goes exactly to the edge. So I'm going to go 3
Turn
3/4,
sideways on
and
the
then
ironing
1,
board.
2.
And then we're going to make
3.
2 big pleats in the center on each side by matching the 4-inch marks to the center mark. Give it a light press, then turn the ends in at the outer marks towards the center back. Pin or clip it in place and flip it over.
Okay. So she's turning it sideways just for convenience. So you take that mark there. So you take your center mark. I did 3 3/4 because it looks like it's not going to go to this side to the way that I want it. And you take that like that and pin it. Then you take that and pin it. Now, where does the next one go?
It's on the ironing board.
I'll tell you right now, for these types of designs, I usually maybe watch the same section 6 times, and then the rest of it, I'm like, oh.
2 big pleats in the center on each side by matching the 4-inch marks to the center mark. Give it a light press, then turn the ends in at the outer marks towards the center back.
Then turn the ends in.
Pin or clip it in place and flip it over.
So
The center should measure
these two
4
get
inches
folded to the
with an
center,
inch on each side,
and that
so
one
it measures a total of 6 inches across,
gets,
or 15.25 centimeters. Then give it a light press with the iron.
so that
To
is
cut
your
the fabric top,
fold
I'm using a
line
large
where that
quilting
goes.
ruler with the silicone template
Let me make
grips.
it a little bit wider though.
First, cut away the selvage edge, square up one end.
Oh, this is
and
already
then
not
cut out
square.
a piece that's 7 inches or 17.8 centimeters wide by 15 inches or 38 centimeters
No, we're not
long.
there yet. Shush. Now that I know what she wants me to do, I have to do it. It's like, okay, so for some reason I did not get exactly halfway here. I don't know why. Or I mismeasured something else. So this is 7. Okay. This is 4. This is 4 because I didn't understand. And now I do. So try to keep this nice and straight and try not to stretch the fuck out of it. That. Then still not 3 though. This is 4 and 4 because that's going to make it 4. Okay. I am just going to eyeball the second half. My towels are a little narrower, but it says to make this 4 inches. So that your 4-inch line goes to that center. Your 4-inch line goes to the center. And then these just fold in. See, it's not going to go, but I need this to center. Yeah, this is a little narrower than I want it to be. So I'm going to have to adjust as I go. So that just turns in. It just turns in. And it just turns in. So the outside's going to be narrower than I want, but I think it's going to be just fine. Yeah, I'll use pins. I don't need to worry about whether it's pins or clips. And I don't need to worry about whether it's perfect. This is the black, the black end of this we were the least concerned about. And then they say, hold it in place. Okay. You can try to be schmancy ass schmancy, but what the instructions say on a different one that I watched is to just and you don't have to do a super tight stitch. This is called a stay stitch, where you just kind of mold. You just kind of go over the top. I don't know what that's. There we go. It was the pin. It was the pin bouncing off something. It wasn't anything bad happening. So a stay stitch is when you're making a seam, you do a 1/4 inch, and you have a nice finished stitch. A stay stitch is less than a 1/4 inch. You're just tacking it mostly in place so you can work with it. You're not agonizing about perfect, and you're not agonizing about getting it right on that 1/4 inch line. Okay, that's pushing back. She's saying to iron it, but I'm not concerned yet. I'll be ironing the other stuff. But... Okay. So this is all happening from the back. Yeah, so that's done. So the towel's done. Yeah, towel's fine. That kind of, yeah, that's. The towel is fine because once it's hung up, nobody's going to care. I probably should iron it at some point. But I'm not worried about ironing it, at least not yet. I already know that this thing's going to get manhandled all over the place before it's done. Okay, I'm not happy with the top. Yeah, I'm going to have to adjust it because this is... Oh, yeah, okay. I'm seeing why she wants me to iron it. I'm seeing why she wants it ironed. And I already thought ahead and brought the iron over here. The iron's right there. I see why she wants it ironing. I see why you want to iron it, and it's not. I'm not concerned. Okay, I'm not concerned with this one being perfect. It is not going to be perfect. It is going to okay. I know myself. knowing myself as I do, as soon as I try something new, I find various ways to fuck it up. So if I am busting my ass doing it exactly, which I will do later, but if I am busting my ass to make it as perfect as possible from the jump, I will make myself perfectly miserable, and then I won't want to make a second one or a third one or a fifth one or however many ones I might end up making. And I know I want to make 4. I want to make 4 for sure. Are you hot enough yet? Come on. If you just turn it, this has got a safety feature. So if you just turn it on without moving it, it won't turn on. So the strap part, I'm going to use, I've got, Lisa wants this and that together, but I'm not 100% sure that I have a big enough piece. So we also have this ladybug fabric, bigger ladybugs, but they're sparkly. So we're going to be using that. There we go. Get in there, you. Get in there, get in there. There's a couple spots we have to line things up. So we definitely want to iron. I don't particularly believe I have to iron the whole thing, but why not? I think everything else is okay. Okay. Turn that off again. Where am I going to put this? Oh, that's where I'm going to put it. Okay. That doesn't go anywhere near a heat source. Never store this near a heat source, your iron-on stuff. Okay, that can go there and just live there. Okay, done with that. Done with that. I'm going to be ironing again in a minute. I already know it, but let's just get this cut first. Okay. Now, let me just check my sizing. Yeah, there's okay. Just, yeah, I think I think she has it as, I think she has this as 6 inches. How wide is this? She has a weird sizing thing, and I'm gonna stick with it because it looks kind of weird. But once it was on, you didn't see it, so that's just gonna go there for now. It looks like it's a lot of origami, to be honest.
Fold your fabric lengthwise in half and cut little notches in
We
the
skipped
center.
the fabric. Okay.
To cut the fabric,
I need a quilting ruler. Okay, I hate when they say that. You need a large quilting ruler with this and this and this. It's like, look, dude, you need the ability to cut a straight enough line to get the piece of fabric that you want. And I appreciate when they say you can, but I don't like when they say you need. Okay, I'm just gonna get off my high horse now. I gotta double check my width.
First, cut away the selvage edge,
That's
square
dumb.
on one end, and then cut out a piece that's 7 inches or 17.8 centimeters wide by 15 inches.
7 by 15. Okay, so I find I line this up. I'm just cutting my hand today, and I'm gonna go on the 10-inch line because, okay, you know what? I'm actually gonna go a little bit over. Don't forget anything that I have left over goes into my pile for my adventure quilts. So she's telling me 7 inches by 15 inches, but I'm gonna FAFO because I'm never gonna not use. Well, I don't know if I'm ever going to use or not, but I'm going to FAFO with a bigger piece because you're almost always going to start with a bigger piece that you have to cut down anyway. Okay, so I don't have it over there. So I also have a cutting mat over there. Actually, I do. I can move that other one over. Okay, that I think I'm done with. whenever I would put stuff on the couch, Bruno would be immediately over going, hey, let me climb all over that. I couldn't put anything within reach. So this is kind of like, it's that thing. Maybe it's like an emotional self-protection thing that people do. Like, you ever think about this? Like, when something when you lose a pet or a job, or when you lose something that causes changes, there's a stage it with, oh, husband wants ice cream. Yeah, you better go have the ice cream. There's other videos to make it a different way. I'm cheap and use pot holders and sew the towel to it. Oh, that's a smart idea. That's a really smart idea. I have a feeling that I'm overworking. I have a feeling that this is definitely an overwork here. So this, I need 7 by 15, which is fine. That's about 18. I'm just overworking it. I'm following the instructions. This is my process. I follow the instructions. I do the thing. And then from there, I will look for ways to do it better. Look for ways to do it better, do it easier. This is just step one of a process. I can already see a couple of things that I think might be better, but because I haven't made one before, I always follow the rules the first time. I follow the rules the first time because then you know what your dimensions, you know what's, you follow your rules so that it looks like the way it's supposed to look. But oh, that works as long as I'm careful. I can't be just flopping things around. Okay. 7 by 15. I'm just going to use my. So what you do, this is crooked still, so go over by about a half an inch. Bitch and whine because you can't find your rotary cutter. I'm gonna need another. Oh, it's over there. Okay, I'm fine. Okay, 15. Then flip it. Put your straight line there. Now that you have a straight line, it goes there. And now you do your exact 15. There it goes there. And then, because you don't have a lot of room, see, this is also, I hope this is giving you guys ideas on what to do if you have, I already know I'm going to be folding this in half. I already know because I watched the video once already. I already know I'm going to be folding this in half, so I'm just going to go line that up. Honestly, she's showing, okay, she's not doing anything wrong. But this is out of order because generally speaking, you should be doing all of your cutting first, then all of your ironing, then coming back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, absolutely. There's tons here. So you make a straight edge on that side. There are projects, by the way, where you can take. So if I'm not going to put it exactly at the edge here, then I just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, 3 to 10. That's 7. So 7 by 15. Oh, okay. She's got an entire section. Okay, that is where the that is what the towel is going to be on. So that goes there. It's really stiff fabric. I don't even need to iron it. Okay. Oh yeah. What are we doing here? What's next? There's a system. There's extra. Yeah, I know. Now I want ice cream. This is Linda's fault. This is a problem. One person gets hungry in this group. One person mentions they're hungry. Now all of us are like, I'm just all about food now. I was like, oh my God, I think my stomach's going to start growling. Okay. Where am I at? Ah, there it is. Okay. So she's mentioning notching fabrics because if your fabric goes, this is multi-directional fabric, so it doesn't matter. But if your fabric only goes in like one direction, then you're going to want to be careful about how you do that to make sure that when you have it flipped over, everything's facing in the direction you want. I'm not doing that, at least not yet. I'll be doing that on the no, I won't be doing that on that one either. Okay. I need a piece that's 7.5 inches wide. are you?
18 centimeters wide by 8 inches or 20.
8 inches long by 7.5 inches wide. So I'm just gonna go get that selvage off of there. I'm just gonna go to 10. I can. It's fine. That's the cutoff piece. That unless I fuck something up and need it back. Okay, so I'm gonna go 8. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna go. No, I'm gonna go 7. Okay. I already know that I have to fold this in half, and it's already folded right here. Yes, you may have some black cherry ice cream, but you got to find a way to make Linda get it to you. I have chocolate peanut butter cup ice cream. We almost got black cherry though. It's kind of funny. I don't know why. I think Canadians just do it to be to fuck with everybody else, but we love ice cream all year long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5. So yeah, you just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Count 6 times. If you're relying on counting on the square, if you've just got a regular ruler and you're counting on, and you're relying on the squares, don't let anybody tell you that it's wrong to count 400 fucking times if that's what you need to do. Okay, so I need that to be 7.5 inches wide. I already folded it, so it only needs to be 4 inches tall. I can cheat because this ruler is exactly 4 inches. So as long as so that goes in that bucket. Well, that can go in that bucket, and so can that, and so can that. I got 3 more pieces for that bucket. I've got to make Lisa a girly quilt soon. Okay, so 7.5 by 8. This is 7.5 inches wide by 8 inches long. I already knew that I had to cut it in half, so I cheated and got ahead by 1 step. And now I have to fold it like this. Fold it like this. And if you're having your feels about perfect lines, then honestly, I have a little iron that I should be getting out. And then, so I've got it like that. I've got a little fold. I fold it in half, then half again, and now half again. So it's 4 layers thick. Okay, that's done and that's done. I don't think I need to iron again. That's usually the issue. That's almost always what's going on, Barb. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It works out. Okay, so this is the. I don't think I need to do any more ironing. What I'm gonna what I'm gonna do if I like this is not gonna be perfect because I'm already faffling, right? I'm like if I go insane making it perfect and fuck something up. Okay, this is me. This is personally to me. If I go completely fucking crazy trying to make the very first one absolutely perfect, yada yada yada, then the first thing I'm going to do is be fucking miserable if it's not perfect when it's done. So the first time I do something, assuming we're assuming that I plan. Okay, if I plan on making only one, then I will put my best effort in immediately. Okay, now this is. Well. Okay, this is yellow. I am not sewing onto the black, so I should. I made a mistake. See, this is where you just go. Okay, this is why you don't agonize. I find that for me personally, if I have stuff that I can faffo the first time with, I'm a lot less stressed. I know it's not going to be perfect, but I'm also a lot less stressed and a lot less likely to make those critical mistakes that really make you pissed off about the outcome. So that's just me though. Okay. What I did incorrectly, which is fine. The only area that this, okay, that I did this, I pre-sewed this to hold it in place because it's going to be a lot easier to work with. But the only actual stitching you're going to see is this. So I'm going to grab that yellow that I just had out and put it back on. Oh, that's done. Come on, there you are. There we go. Let's get that back there. By the way, I'm also getting a second benefit too because I got that new foot. I got that new narrow foot, and so this is a great opportunity because I'm walking in with zero expectations. This is a really good opportunity. Today's been a really good opportunity to practice using it. Okay. Yeah, that's just this machine. There's nothing actually wrong with the machine. Okay, so let's get a better view for that. Let's get, okay, so you can see my video, you can see my machine, you can see my mess in front of me here, and you can see me chugging some Diet Coke. Okay, so these two ends are getting sewn in, but there's a fun little thing. Shit, I gotta blow my nose again, guys. I don't know what's going on. I don't think we have a window open. Okay, I'm back. That's gotta go over there. I'm still getting used to what the having shit all over the floor isn't that big of a problem for me, but there are areas of the floor. There we go. These walking feet do a thing, and it's really obvious on this one, where after you've cut the stitches and lifted the thing, the foot kind of stays looking like it's still up. And it's kind of a trust exercise to remember that it's going to drop back into the proper place and that nothing's broken. It's like, it's been weird. It's been a learning curve. Okay, so I'm just going, okay, I am going up the side here, just on the one side, just because it's quicker and easier than cutting, spinning, and doing all that stuff. But I am like at the 1/8. I don't care if it's, I don't care if it drifts right off. I'm not closing. I'm not doing anything special here. This is just a quick way to keep, this is a quick way to keep going without having to stop or do anything. So one side's closed and one side's open. It's not a big deal. That's kind of, sometimes I'll cut the thread, then turn it, then do the other side if I only have to do the two sides, but this is fine. Okay, so I've got this. Now I know the next step. I don't think it matters which one's front or back on this yet. It will matter though. Let's get back to the video.
0.3 centimeters long.
Yep, I heard that part.
This piece of fabric is going to be folded along its length into 4 sections like this. And this will be the part that shows, and then mark up.
And that, oh, you guys can see over there, she's holding a plastic thing. So like, say I wanted to line this up on a particular, whatever, she shows you how to, there's this one and another video that shows the same things. and they tell you how to line it up. So if you want a specific particular something to be centered, it shows you how to center it, which is kind of nice. This is a 4-year-old video. This is a 4-year-old video, I think. Let's see. Yeah, 2021, almost 5 years. Okay, now I'm lining this stuff up. Okay, ironing, stitching the band and attaching. Okay, so the band goes on first.
Stitch.
She's still top
Check that the
stitching.
bottom layer is
Anyway.
up. Stitch close
That's
to
not bad.
the
It's 4:30.
pivot, and then continue with the 1/4-inch top stitch.
Keep
along
going.
the top.
Yep. Keep going. I get it.
With the bottom of the top.
There we go. Okay.
Line up the sides, and then just sew a holding stitch close to the edge.
Okay, it's not going to matter which side this is on. You have your center line here,
Now the band is
and you need to
slightly
line it up.
So line up the sides again with the bottom corner at the notch and stitch. Going back to the other side, fold the fabric over at the notch nice and tight with the edge of the band. With the side edges even, use a 1/2 inch or
Oh, that's
12
dumb.
millimeter
Oh, I get it. Okay.
stitch down about
So
2.5
this
inches just
is like
past the
1/2
edge
inch
of the
longer
band,
than this.
backtacking at the start and finish.
This piece here, does it needs a little extra space. It needs a little extra space to tuck the towel through, right?
And fold
So
over
what
and
she's
stitch
saying
just
is
like the
to-
other side.
Yeah, ignore you. What she's saying is to just go through here. And I'll tell you right now, this does not have to be perfect. What she's saying is this is called a stay stitch. This is back to a stay stitch, right? Hey Denise, how you doing? So for this is called a stay stitch. And again, we're like, if you do 1/4-inch stitches, your stay stitch needs to be like you got your edge of the fabric, you've got your 1/4 inch. Your stay stitch is going to go in that space between, because you don't care. You're not. This stitch is literally just helping your stuff stay where you want it. You could also go crazy with the pins, I will say, and this stitch does not have to be perfect. I'm a little bit off from center, but that's kind of what I like. But yeah, when they're not straight like this, because see, there's a little, that's intentional and it needs to be there. So this will make sure that it's not gonna, she said to do it right up tight to there, but I didn't, but I'll be okay. Measure it if you have to. Pin it if you're smarter than me. This does not have to be a perfect stitch. This just needs to mostly hold it in place so that when you move on to the next step. Ew, that sucks. Why does everybody have such a rough night? Mel's also is not having the best of times lately. Okay, so you just kind of push that. You don't have to make a seam. Just give it a light push so that when you go like this, line that up to the bottom. Line that up. Okay. I already looked ahead on this part. Okay, the part here is that I need to watch out. So when we get to the part where I'm adding the towel, this is the top. The side with the wide center, like this is all. See how that's like a closed curtain. This side is the front. So I need to make sure. This is the part that I'm agonizing about, to be honest. I need to make sure that when I have that ready, that when I put that on, that I don't know which way it faces. That's my problem. Actually, there we go. There we go. Get over here. I am going to pin this though. Believe it or not, I'm going to use a pin today. You guys thought you'd never see that, huh? I don't need to go crazy. I just don't want it to. I had a halfway. I have been going absolutely. My insomnia has been busting my ass. Not the best of times because Lisa's surgery is on Monday, which is fine. We're not particularly fussed about the surgery, but if I'm up to if they a single pin, Mel's. Is it Mel's? Okay. Because you got Mel's MELZY self. So is it Melzy? Do people say Melzy or Mel's? also drop my phone on my face. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Okay, so you sew this part down where that is, and then you're supposed to go about a half an inch. You sew that part down, and then where that strap ends, you go about a half an inch below it, which is what I'm supposed to be doing. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put in I'm going to stitch this shit up. I'm going to do a back stitch too. She said do a back stitch. I'm doing a back stitch. Ah, so Mel, yeah. See, I keep calling you Mel's, not Melzy, right? I am never going to remember to call you Melanie. I'm really bad. It's kind of funny. Like I'll talk to people. I'll chat with somebody on Facebook under whatever name they're using on Facebook. And then they'll drop into the chat here. And I'm like, oh, hey, nice to meet you. And they're like, you fucking idiot. They used to let you have your own handle on here. There, that goes there. So what, a half inch below. Doesn't really matter. Actually, you know what? Okay, so I sewed I did the stay stitch on the band here, right? If you're not confident, then do it with the band. Do it with that stitch visible, because it's a stay stitch. You're supposed to make sure that you sew past it. Mel or Mel's or Melzy. Okay, hey, as long as it doesn't matter. I figure if it matters, if I ever make an assumption based on how your thing looks on your handle, this is for anybody. I am absolutely happy to be corrected, but just be aware that I am so bad with names. You may have to correct me for a while before it sticks. I'm never gonna get bothered by that. Okay. Now I fucked up. I don't know why, but this is off a little bit on the bottom. This is off a little bit in the bottom, and I do not want to have to deal with that. So I'm just going to trim it off. I only lost that much, but because this does such a perfect 1/4 inch, it could have it being too close to the edge. Okay. Now, let's see where she's at. We're all shields now? What am I missing? I'm missing something. Anyway, my insomnia has been kicking my ass, but Lisa has surgery on Monday, but we don't have the time yet. We don't know what time the surgery is going to be, which means that if surgeries here can happen as early as 6 a.m. Oh, okay. Now I get it. Sometimes I'm too old. Honestly. Okay. I need to know. I am not okay. Here's the thing. This is something that's going to be folded over, pulled through, and I am not doing the mental math on where the positioning is going to end up, because I can tell from the stay stitching that the strap is attached on this side, but I don't know if, I know you can't tell because it's this solid black, but this is the front. So I don't know if the front goes up or the front goes down. And now I have to watch through and figure that out, because I don't know. That's on the bottom.
If you're enjoying this video, make sure to like, share, subscribe, and turn on all notifications.
Oh, she's doing a 1/2 inch hem. I did a 1/4 inch.
Please leave me a comment and let me know what you think of this hanging tea towel design.
Yeah, leave her a comment.
With the band sewn in place, open up.
Yeah. Everybody's a moderator. Oh yeah, I got caught up to Denise and Mel's.
With the right side up, center the
with the right side up
along the top edge of the fabric.
What am I doing?
There should be 1/2 inch of fabric showing on either side of the tea towel.
Okay, whoa. She's not telling me.
With the band sewn in place, open up the fabric and locate the notch at the top. With the right side up, center the tea towel along the top. What you think of the
Okay, this is a process. So basically you have to stare. I do not see the stay stitch. Okay.
This hanging tea towel design. With the band sewn in place, open up the fabric and locate the notch at the top.
Open up the fabric and locate the notch.
With the right side up, center the tea towel
Right side
along
up.
the top edge of the fabric.
Center the tea towel. Okay,
There should be 1/2 inch of fabric showing on either side of the tea towel.
Who's there?
Now sew right on top of that
That's about
stitching
right.
to hold it in place.
Okay, so we're gonna,
This step is optional.
this goes here. Okay, so I can either pin the crap out of it, but I'm gonna do it properly.
And then line up the bottom edge of the fabric with the top edge.
Okay,
Using a 1/2 inch or 12 millimeters. Stitch right
this is
across
just
the
a
fabric.
stay stitch. We're not doing anything special yet. It's just so I can manipulate it. Okay.
Center, nice and snug against
Oh,
the
you have
edge.
ice cream. What kind you get?
Sew right on top of the stitching with the
No,
back.
stop. Okay, so now that this almost forms like a little pouch. So this goes into the pouch, so you can get everything nice and straight. Okay, don't just stuff it in. Don't just stuff it in. Fold it in, tuck it in, roll it in. But if you're a little bit careful with it, you have more control over where things are going to lay. If you just stuff it in, things can shift, right? So now I got to back up.
Seam allowance towards the center, nice and snug against the edge of the towel. And then sew right on top of the stitching.
Oh, okay.
To the other side.
Beautiful. Okay. This is perfect. Okay. So what she's saying is get this all lined up. Pin the crap out of it. Ooh, strawberry sundae. Well, that's kind of sad though, because wasn't it Mal's wanted black cherry and you didn't find a way to get her any, and now she's sad. Just saying. Just saying. No shade. All the shade, but you know. Okay. So this sticks out a little bit, right? We'll see how this goes. Come on, get in there. So even with it tacked into place, you still want some pins because you do not want that ball to shift into this seam. But she had, I was concerned about how this was going to go, but she says take this part here, right? So I'm going to be sewing that together, but she said take that, fold it forward so it's nice and snug, because you can feel it. There's a huge there's 2 layers here, and then there's 2 more layers in a towel, so you can feel it. Line these up, pin it if you have to. Line these up, fold it to be nice and snug against the side of the towel. So now we're not going to have that thing where you go, the seam goes down, then it goes boop, boop. So that's not going to be happening. Let's see how we're going to avoid it. Now she's saying like a 1/2 inch seam. I'm not going to go 1/2 inch, but I am going to go a little wider than I did before. I don't need to be a fanatic about the 1/4 inch seams. Okay, you might as well be if you can, but you don't have to die. You don't have to die on that hill. And yeah, she said when you come to the back end, just do the same thing. So yeah, that adjusts everything beautifully. I should get that pin out of there. I'm almost done. This is not bad. Oh no, they didn't even have any. That's okay. We're just going to blame Jenny because she's not here. We're going to blame Jenny for Mel's lack of ice cream. Okay. I think I'm almost done. Now the only thing is this is the only part of the whole process that felt like a trust fall, because I'm not 100% sure if I've got the towel itself facing in the correct direction. So then you just pick whichever side makes sense. Okay, I'm going to double check. I think I'm done sewing down the side. Yeah, I'm done. Okay. Nope, I'm done with you. I will say. So basically you pull the towel out to the side and then just keep going until everything's inside right. Okay, so you got one hole down each side. Oh wait, I got one more step. So yeah, this is nice. This is nice. Okay, I like it. I think that's right. Let me see what she's got. Come on, I want to see your fucking towel. It's not showing enough of it. Come on. Oh wow, she's taking forever. Just rip that shit through.
Pull on each side of the band, and that'll give you a nice clean edge along the top. At the side openings, straighten out the half-inch seam allowances.
Show me the whole thing.
Increase
Show me the
pinch
whole
edges with
thing.
your
I did it
fingers.
right. Okay, it's right. Here's the thing: you have to do this
Also
part.
crease along the top folded edge, and then flip the band to the
You mean
front.
yeah, a baby doll tube top dress. Okay, so this is all done. Now she's all about the ironing again, which is funny. Okay, so basically, you could actually, it's probably more convenient to have not. This I'm used to doing by hand. This I'm used to doing without a lot of ironing. So I'm comfortable finishing this without a lot of. The instructions say to iron it. The instructions say iron the shit out of it. But yeah, look at that. So because of the way it had me fold the bottom seam in, it's okay if the rest of it drifted a bit. Now, I need to get. Hello there, sweetums. How you doing?
I'm okay. How you?
I am good. I am almost done.
Oh, nice.
Oh, for fuck's sake! You know what I just realized? This doesn't matter.
That I'm beautiful and you miss me.
You're amazing.
Yeah.
This doesn't matter. Look, it's on now. It's on this side, and then you just flip, and now it's on that side. It only matters. Okay, so this only matters if you're using a directional fabric. That just changed everything. But I had to go through the process, see it for myself. Okay, so basically, what they want you to do is a 1/4 inch. I'm gonna start up here because then the awkward area of the stitching is going to be hidden. And they want you to do like a nice narrow stitch. You're just holding down the edges, just like I did with the pillow. Barb says she's really disappointed that you don't come sweeping into the house saying, "Hi, honey, I'm home."
Oh, hi, honey, I'm home.
Well, no, you ruined it. You ruined it. It's too late now. Do you want this or not?
Are you gonna kiss my face?
Maybe.
Well, then maybe I want it.
Okay. Maybe a kiss and go away. Okay. Ah, she's such a problem.
Who's the problem?
You're a troublemaker.
Mm.
Okay. Okay, so nothing matters about how I'm putting this section together unless I want the band to have something specific on it, which is really good news. This is the thing when you're agonizing your way through a project for the very first time. And again, I'm like watching her go, do this. And I was like, oh wait, that shit don't matter, and that shit don't matter. I'm good. Yeah. And you know what I can do? I can I've got a little handle here, so we'll put it on this handle because it's supposed to go on like that. Because this is in the way. Basically, if you start just outside of this, then go in, then you'll turn it and go back out. So you don't have to do any fancy sewing maneuvers to get through that. You just got to go slow and take your time. You got that in the way. It's okay. It seems like it's all fucked up because everything's curving right now, but that's just because you're yoinking it all over the place to make up for that hand, to get around that handle. Then once I'm around that handle, Nothing changed. Everything was just bent. So I followed the bend so I didn't have to fuck with the handle. These are going to be easy. These are good. Now that I know what I know, these are actually going to be really easy. I'm going to make the other black one tonight. Cause this is going to fray right to shit. It's like cutting knitting. So I'm going to make the other one tonight. The other black one. This one took what, an hour? 45 minutes? Yeah, there's a lot less iron. Okay, here's the thing. This particular fabric is a little stiffer, which is awesome. Okay, so right there. So you definitely want to stay on the fabric side. This particular, some of my fabrics have a little bit of natural stiffness. Maybe it's just a matter of where they were made or something. So this particular fabric did very well with finger pressing. But honestly, if ironing, okay, when you iron something into its correct shape and then work with it, it gives you a lot more confidence. But then when you build up the rest of your confidence, you find that some of these steps aren't quite as it depends on what you're making. There's other things like when I'm working with those little pieces that I get with my little triangles, I've ironed everything like at least 4 times. I do iron far more than you think. just at every chance I get to be lazy about it, I'm super fucking lazy about it. Yeah, I wanted it to begin and end behind this strap because then where the fabric overlaps and shit, it's just not going to be visible. It'll be visible from the outside, but that's going to be part of the strap, so you're not going to be looking at that side of the strap anyway, I don't think. Okay. La 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 la. It's kind of funny. You guys notice I get my fast machine back. What's the first thing I do? Hey, let's work on all these projects that I need to slow down for. That was dumb. I could have done a bunch of these projects while I was on the other machine. Okay. So you go. You iron it. You iron it to death. Oh, there it is. I thought I had an extra little pieces thing. Okay. So let's get this over here. Let's get this over here. Okay. Okay. So you go. Oh, now I have to look at how you put the thing together. Yeah, it's like, looks great.
Okay. That looks good.
Looks good. There's a couple of things that I can do better, which I will be on the next one. But this is because this is the black one. I know where the slight adjustments need to happen, but you'll never find it unless I point it out to you.
Perfect.
What am I doing?
Bottom of the towel through the loop and pull.
Why am I having a problem with basic? Okay, I know this works. I just need to do the hand-eye coordination thing of actually looping it over.
Place the top of the fabric over and behind the bar.
Place the top of the fabric. Here we go. Place the top of the fabric over and behind the bar, right? So this fabric goes here. Grab the whole works, stuff it through that. And the first thing I did, if you want it to come off, just, okay, it comes off straight down. It says that it's pulling that with me. So push the top of the fabric. I had the back facing forward. Oh, there we go. Flip that. I still have it flipped in reverse. There we go. Flip that. Put the top of the fabric over. Put the top. So basically, take your tea towel, flip it upside down, so that when you flip it back, your front faces forward. Run that through. Is that right? Yes. Run that through here because as you pull, this comes up and over, and it's done. Look at that. And now we have a little hand towel. I'm pretty happy with that. I know. I know I worked way too hard to make it happen. Oh, and then apparently when it's time to come off, I'm gonna hold this because this obviously you shouldn't put it on something like that. You just grab that and pull straight down and it comes right out. Okay, so that's got to go in the wash. So if you have, so this is sized. Yeah, well, that's the thing. I just like, I don't want to do the button. I don't want to do the button. This is actually, okay. This is actually way easier than I thought it was. So that goes like that. That goes like that. Yeah, just go whichever one you want to be your front. Anyway, I did it. The Peggy tutorial. Honestly, okay. She kept stopping to show there. Okay, and I've got okay. Whenever I'm showing how to make a drawstring bag, there's secondary instructions if you want to use directional fabric, or if you want like I said, if I wanted to go through and pick particular see here, there's 3 in a row, right? So maybe I wanted to line up my fabric so all 3 of them dropped into that window, then I have to do it a certain way. But if I'm using multi-directional fabric and I'm not concerned, then it doesn't matter the same way. So now what did I do again? Let me do it again just to, okay, this is actually really easy. Okay, so you face, she's just got it face towards herself. So your towel faces towards you, and your band, yeah. So your towel faces, the front of your towel faces toward you. Your band faces towards you, and you just go like that, because they're gonna show a very like, and it's done, it's on, and then you just like casually floop it into place. Yeah, it works. I like this one. I do like it. So yeah. So your band actually faces your band will actually face away from your fabric. Your band lines up the top, but here's the thing. Look at this. Now it's at the front because it comes out exactly. Okay, and here's the thing. It's coming out exactly at the side, so it's not impacting anything. It's literally exactly side to side, so it is fully reversible. So how I put the rest of it together I approached this entire project. For this entire project, I was like, how I put this on is going to matter because I've never done one before, right? And now that I've got it, now that I've got one done in my hot little hands. So yeah, it's like that goes end to end. That goes end to end. Unless you have something very special that you want showing up here, like embroidery or something on this piece here, it doesn't matter. It's awesome. There. She's over there. You're not giving me a dirty look.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, we're kind of agonizing. Okay. We're not concerned about her surgery. I'm kind of agonizing because obviously I'm going to be going with her. And I'm just imagining me being up with extreme insomnia until like 4 a.m. when turns out her surgery is at 6. But we'll figure it out. We've got the whole weekend to figure it out. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I hope her surgery's not till later in the day. I don't think they do super early surgeries unless they have to. So that'll be fine. But yeah, so this one here, we're going to find the middle. We're going to go like that. We're going to go like that. We're going to go like that. Honestly, that's secondary. Yeah, I got to go say goodbye to you because obviously we're going to want dinner. But I'm kind of looking at this going, that entire section though, that entire thing where you folded that outside piece was actually unnecessary. So I might I'll figure it out. Anyway, guys, I'm going to take the wife somewhere for dinner. I need to start apologizing now for her being in surgery and me going, yeah, whatever, man, I'm sleepy. So anyway, I will probably be back I don't know how this is going to work out for me because there's nobody barking. There's nobody that has special needs that needs my attention. And I have a very strong feeling I'm going to be starting to show up more often, but we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that either I'm going to start to show up more often or I'm going to go completely stir crazy and go get a day job just to get out of the fucking house. But go get a day job for a week until they fire me for my attitude. But that's a whole separate conversation. Anyway, you guys have a great week. I will see you soon. Take care.